All right, so next bunch of classes, what we're going to be going over is defensive posture, right? And when I talk about defense, this is what you do from any position to get yourself safe, right? And it's not going to be something that you sit there and just hold that defensive posture forever, because eventually the guy's going to attack and you're going to get you're going to keep on attacking. If all you do is sit there and be defensive, you're going to lose. However, if you know what a good defensive posture is, you can get to that defensive posture and then launch your escape or launch a pass or transition or what have you. You got to get to that good defense spot first. Be able to hold it momentarily. So what we're going to do is we're going to start standing. Now, every fight starts standing, right? Whether it's in the street or whether it's in a jiu-jitsu competition, everything starts standing. So the first order of business is we're going to go over some of the fundamentals of what you want to do when you're standing up, right? First, we're not going to just stand here like this, right? If you got two guys squaring off like this, you must be the good. And that's, we're not doing it, we're doing street and jiu-jitsu, right? So, if you are in competition, we'll cover the kind of competition portion first and we'll take some of the second. Everybody stand for that. So if you are standing against somebody, all right, this is typical distance for starting a jiu-jitsu competition, right? What you want to do is get into a wrestling stance, right? And that is for a nice aggressive wrestling stance. You're going to have one leg forward, one leg back, nice comfortable distance apart from each other. Don't get forward, right? You don't want to have like all your weight on one foot or the other one. You don't want to be back here, that foot's on your real leg, you're going to be able to sweep it, take it, all kinds of fancy things. You don't want to be too far forward because then if he brings his weight too far forward, I'm going to load him up on that, take him right over. And by this time, sucks. If he's too far back, he's leaving that leg exposed. I can either go for a single leg or I can go over and just take about that one, right? If he gets a nice down, now if I try to take this out, I'm not taking that out. If I try to load him up here, if he tries to pop me down, notice I float with my hips. I don't bend over. If you bend over, you're going to get all kinds of bad things happen, right? He's going to get on top of you, he's going to hold you down. So if somebody starts flopping with your head, they start messing with you, let your hips drop. Keep your weight distributed evenly, let your hips drop. When he comes in, he gets messing with my head. Keep my weight balanced, and I'm ready to win, alright? So get a partner, and I want you to do just this, alright? Get your weight distributed the way that you like it. Get one hand forward. You're not going to reach forward with this hand. When you're working with your partner, so your hand in the back is the one that's if I reach forward with this, I'm going to single leg. So come here, and just put your hand on top of their head, make them float their heads down. Make sure they keep their head up. If they put their heads down, get on top and choke them out. Alright? Any questions? Sure. Alright, next, so we've got a proper stance, right? Like I said, ideally you want to be able to touch that ground with that back hand, and you're right there, you're ready. Able to move, you got your balance, your head up, not bent over, right? All that's good. Now, invariably, you're going to have times where you stand back up, or like you go in and engage the guys, he just immediately goes in for a grip. You know what I mean? but they might grab this, right? It's fine if you want to grab them. That's good. If they grab you, then, right? So if somebody grabs onto me, when he grabs onto me, I'm not going after a single leg. I'm not thinking about going after a double leg. This is way more important because this gives me control of him. Alright? I need to lose control. I want to control him. I don't want him to control me. So, that's what we're going to do. When somebody gets this grip, and there's actually variation depending on this is for any most common grip. What I want you to do is I'm going to tuck around the hand, right? And notice how I've got my hand against the fingers here. And I'm cupping my other hand. I don't think it's hanging out.
It's going. As long as the red light in front is recording.
We do this all the time. We're not to edit this stuff. It's like, you know, once every other class, you're like, hey, it's not right. I'm looking at the red light.
Photobomb doesn't matter yet?
What's that?
Photobomb is jumping around.
Yeah. All right. All right, so I've got my hand on the knuckles, and I'm aiming for his palm here. All right, I want to control right over top of his thumb. So get that. So I got the hand behind, clamp on there, and notice I'm controlling his wrist between my hands. Hold up in my hands, and I'm going to push that forward while I bring my back. So we're here, right? And I'm just pumping that right out. As soon as I get that out here, I might ask for something else. I might go for arm grab, control this, so set up a takedown, whatever. But when you get rid of that grip, maintain control, right? And there's all kinds of, there's judo style, grip breaks. I mean, like, if I want to do this the judo way, I got up this material, pop that off, and shove that across. Right? For now, let's just work on this one because it's good, it's solid, it's easy. The other ones take a little more practice. Right? So, grab one. Put my hands on the knuckles, collapse this wrist between my hand, and push it away. Right? Push it away. Right? Easy. And every time somebody grabs onto you, that's what you do. Get rid of the grip break, establish your own control. He grabs on, I'll push that away, and you go, come in tight, start getting ready to take it down. Right? I get this side for 5 minutes. Let's just work that grip break, all right? Any questions on that? All right, let's go. We've got one more standing thing. All right. Because we do have a little bit more self-defense oriented stuff that we pay attention to. Now, in a lot of different self-defense scenarios, like people went down and learned from voice, a lot of the self-defense stuff started out with getting a good base. He's there. What I'm not going to do is just stand here and take him. He'll lift me right up off the floor. Right? Once my feet are off the floor, I'm screwed. Right? He can cross me around. You know, I mean, yeah, there's hooks and things like that I can try to do. But really, I can't let him get me off the ground. So, as soon as I feel like I'm in danger, I don't care if he's coming at me from the side, if he's coming at me from the front, if it's a self-defense scenario, the very first thing you want to do is get like this. Now, watch what that does. We're standing here like this, he can pick me up. Right? When we get like this, I've turned this from something where he's using his legs to something where he's using his back. Because I'm keeping my weight forced into him, and I'm not doing anything other than breaking him down. I'm dropping my weight, forcing him to carry my weight. Now he has to use his back instead of his legs. Alright? once we got a solid base, let's go ahead and finish up. Right. There, I drop down. I'm going to grab onto his wrist. I'm going to box this up here. Push that down. Here. I take this right around. Alright? This is basically a Kimura from somebody getting a barrel. Grab on, push it down, slip your hand in from here. You can grab it. I hope someone before and understands. I'm going to edit that. Alright.
It helps create space.
What's that?
It helps create space.
Well, mostly want to keep you from tossing me around. I don't want to toss you around. So once I establish this, now I've got control. And I can basically just push in there, break his grip. He's there nice and strong. Now, like in this case, notice his grip here. It'd actually be a little bit better to go against that. If I can push him out of his grip. This, pushing into his grip. Practice. Grab whichever side feels comfortable. But once you've got this, now we're here. He can't feel. I've got control of his arm. I'm going to break it. I'll wait here all day long. What's he going to do? Right? I maintain my base. Grab on. Push it down. I want to drive my elbow right into the shoulder. Control this all the time. Make him submit. Alright? So what I want you to practice. Standing there. My partner is being back behind you. He's going to. You're not going to go. He's just going to charge in, get that bear hook. Drop your base. Alright? Again, I'm not one side or the other. I'm not leaning over like this. I'm just dropping my hips. I force my hips back. All I do is just keep my balance. Over there. I'm ready to start. Just get to here. You know, if you want to do the whole technique, fine, go ahead. Lock it up. And then take it right through. But mostly I want you to get used to the idea of as soon as something weird happens, you're here. Right? Work out. Since we don't have a lot of time left, we only have time for one more technique, and since we pretty much used up this whole time with standing, we're just going to do one more standing technique. Zach, I'm not taking it because it's going to make it easier for me.
It's a great resource.
Alright. I'm not working either. Alright. So let's say we're here and we get to collar time. Alright. Now, I really didn't want this to happen. But it's here, I gotta deal with it. So I could establish my own power time. We're here like this. Now we're basically, nobody has an advantage, right? I've done the double collar tie thing. I've used up an entire match before. Nothing makes you feel like such a fool as to end up, after the match is over, well, they stop the match and they're like, nobody got any points, right? It sucks. And the problem is that once you get into this scenario like this, nobody has an advantage and you're locked into each other. Alright? So, you know, somebody might try to do something, but the other person can counter it. Right? So, first order of business is don't let them get the top. Alright? If they reach, if I reach up there and I get this, I'm not keeping them from getting this. This is ideal. However, let's say, you know, you're here and he just catches you by surprise. Alright. He catches you by surprise. What I want you to do is, remember how when he was going on the back of my head, he was just drifting down? from here, instead of just letting my hips drop down, I'm trying to get into the hip. Here, I want to get right up to the side. I want to get right sideways. Right there, he ties front. I don't like this. I'm not going to do this. I want you to get used to the idea that if they get something like that, drop down, right? Grab around the waist, grab up here. Either way, we've got a good takedown. You know, from here, all I need to do is pop my knee in, bring it down, sleep.
Or in your choke.
If it's no knee, I can use that as a basically a submission right there. Kind of a pain neck crank type thing. You take it right to the ground, finish it there. Turn the head and arm. There you go.
Did you see a standing head and arm like in UFC like in the last month? I think we did. We saw somebody do it. Somebody attempted it at least.
I mean, it's not impossible. And I've done it not in like competition, but like open mat.
Yeah.
There. I might come up here like this and then just bring that right in. But it's really hard to do. Not possible, but high level, I'm confident on that. You're better off treating this as a prelude to a takedown, right? So we're here, you can try crack that, get underneath, drop under, get that side. You don't want to give them any opportunity to react. You've already screwed up by letting him hit, all right? Don't make it worse. Don't turn it into a stalemate, and don't let him start pulling you around. Maybe you thought that was your lapel, and he instead went to your head, right? So he fakes, I go, whoops. Get right underneath, right? Drop down, and then you come right back up, and get your hips again shown. Right? Whether I'm going to do a trip, whether I'm just going to pop his knee, no matter what I'm doing, I need to get him elevated. I want to control him. I want to bring him in. Now he can't get his base. Like before, if I just went around straight line, get his base. It doesn't matter if I'm up here, he gets his base. I got get to the side. Get a good side profile if you got it. So this is what I want you to practice. Gets a hold of it, drop under, side profile. Down, in, and around. Any questions? Yes, sir.